Well, I am excited to be live on YouTube. This is something that I wanted to test out to see exactly how this worked, how I was able to build viewership through this medium. I have not used YouTube Live before, and I love using Facebook Live, but I want to do more through my YouTube channel. And so that's why I titled this Figuring It All Out, because I need to try some things, see what happens, and be able to, actually be able to kind of work through all of this. So that is why I wanted to get on, and see exactly how it all works. So if you find this and you are watching, then know that this totally is kind of a test run for me. I am sitting in my vehicle waiting for my son to finish up with piano lessons. So I had a few minutes, so this was a great time for me to do this. You know, I wonder if anybody who is watching, you might not know me. I'm Elizabeth Mahusai, and I am a Premier Designs jewelry lady. I am, chief assistant to my husband, who is Fred Schatz Photography. And I am a motivational, inspirational speaker. And my heart is to encourage people, encourage them where they are, and encourage them to move beyond where they are. And I'm super excited to be able to learn new and different ways that I am able to encourage people. And of course, YouTube Live is one of those places. So I wonder for you what you are trying to just figure out today, because most of us will come and go in seasons where we're just trying to figure it all out. I had someone call me today who is just undergoing a lot of trials, health of her husband, deaths in her family, those in her family that are struggling. And you know what? She's trying to figure it all out on how do I manage all of these things. And so I wanted to share with you watching, 2 tips that I shared with her today. First was, you've got to be in the Word more. By word, you might be wondering, for me, that's the Bible. That is where I gain strength and encouragement for the day. And so I was really challenging her to make sure that she is actually in the Word more so that she can be filled up. Because when lots of things are going on around you, it will run you dry, because you'll operate on your own strength well for a certain period of time. You know, if you're a platter person, in other words, you can deal with a lot of things, it'll take you longer to feel dry than someone who's a little teacup saucer. They'll feel dry more quickly, most likely. But being in the Word daily is where you will get your refreshing. And so I encouraged her to be in the Word daily. And then secondly, I asked her about how she was praying, because she told me she was praying a lot. And I asked her, tell me how you're praying for these things that are going on in your life. And she told me that she was praying for all the different things that she wanted God to do for her spouse. And I said, I'm going to challenge you. I want you to spend the larger percentage of your time, rather than praying for what you want God to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Please hear my heart on that. I want you to pray the attributes of God, what you know about God, the things that you need God to work into your heart and into your mind. Things like, I trust you in this, Lord. Things like, I know that you are faithful. I know that you are going to take care of me. Yes, still ask for those things that you want God to do, but really focus your time, your attention, your heart, and your mind on what you already know about God. And then find scriptures that you can attach to that. Like I shared with her, Philippians 4, about rejoicing in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. You might not want to rejoice in your circumstances, but that's a good place to start. It helps to calm your mind, get you thinking on the right path. And that passage there in chapter 4 goes on to say, be anxious for nothing, but in all things through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. I challenged her, be thankful for where you are, all of these different challenges that you have. And so just really finding scripture that you can attach to praying those things about God. And then I gave her Isaiah 26:3, which says, he whose mind is stayed on him, he will keep in perfect peace. God is peace. He can be your peace, but you got to trust him. And so just really challenging her, 1, to be in the Word more, and 2, to pray differently than how she was praying. Not necessarily totally change, but just to add to how she was praying, and really focusing on praying more the attributes of God and reminding yourself of who God is, not just asking God what you want him to do. So that was just my encouragement to her for figuring it all out. What is it for you? I see I've got 2 viewers on. I would love for you to share a comment on what are you trying to figure out today, so that I would be able to encourage you as well. And by the way, thank you for being a live viewer, because I'm trying to figure out this whole Facebook live thing. Not Facebook, see, there I go. YouTube live thing. And I knew I just had to get on here and start somewhere so that I could then start figuring it all out. So since I don't have any comments, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I just wanted to give a brief encouragement. I know someone out there, whether it's those who watched live or those who will watch this, hopefully on a replay, still got to figure that out, will be encouraged. So I'm Elizabeth Mahusai, your motivational, inspirational speaker for today. Have a great evening.